everybody, my name's Hannah, and this is my sister Whitney, and this is our first video for Sienna Lunas, Awaken Your Natural Higher Self, and we're doing it from her house because I was kidnapped today.
No, I did not kidnap her.
We're having sister time, it's a kidnapping. Alright, so today we're going to be discussing ghosts and abilities and our different experiences, and watching my nephew be crazy.
And eat
in the
potato
corner.
chips.
Yeah. Alright, so my first question was, what was your first experience?
When I was retarded and played with the Ouija board and saw a demon in my attic. And there's my kid.
Sorry. Okay.
Very good. Alright.
Okay, so when my sister was seeing demons in the attic,
Yes.
I was unaware, but I remember being very afraid of the attic, and our parents did not believe her. And I think at one point we got locked out the house, and she kept screaming about shadows upstairs. I do remember this.
Yes.
You
You know parents don't believe. They don't ever believe when it's weird shit like that.
Well, I did.
I said, parents, you're a sibling. You always believe everything I said.
Great relationship we have.
Yes.
So what was your intention when you were using the Ouija board?
Joking around, didn't believe in it.
Well, you believe now.
Oh, yes, because now that I'm older, I really see everything.
So what would your advice be to people who have thought about getting a Ouija board or wanted to use
Don't
them?
do it. Don't do it. They are the gates to hell, along with the mirror. A mirror is a window. Don't mess with that either. Don't Bloody Mary. Don't talk to the mirror and invite things in. Don't do that either.
I will say that with mirrors, though, they are portals, but they're portals for both light and dark.
But dark most likely come through more than the light.
I have had light spirits use it as portals to get from location to location, however. But I do cleanse and I smudge my mirrors just so negative things won't come through.
Okay, well, whenever I was little, there was no smudging
When you
in
were
my vocabulary. I didn't know nothing.
well,
I was just seeing things. Had night terrors. Still have night terrors. And yeah, that's that.
yeah. Okay. So, how young would you say you were when you first saw them?
7.
You were 7.
Yep. And
Right.
I've been seeing them ever since.
For me, it was a little different because I kind of noticed them. Like, I would feel them more and kind of see them. But I guess parents telling me they weren't real, I just kind of ignored it. When I was 16, it came back full force. I had 14, 15 ghosts when I was 16, and I kept being attacked constantly. And I had to start protecting myself.
But
And
see, that's the thing. We're
dealing with
different.
it.
Because even though I see, I feel, and I hear,
Mhm.
I still don't smudge, I still don't protect myself, and I still don't do nothing.
You just yell at them and make them mad.
Yes, and I made one very mad where it scratched my arm. And Chris even said, "Where do scratches come from?" I said, "I pissed a demon off."
And he didn't believe her.
And he didn't believe me. And then he heard something and he believed me and he said we had to move.
Well, so y'all understand, we both have had this gift. I use mine more than her, and I use more protection so I can focus with more light and more of my spirit guides. I try to avoid more of the darker ones. She just says, F it, and she just kind of goes with it, or she yells at them, and she doesn't protect anything.
And I tell him, get out of my house.
And every time something bad happens,
I blame her.
She blames me and says I brought it over. She tells
They
me
weren't here until she came, and I guarantee you she's going to go home, and I'm going to have another spirit in my house. I already got 2. I bet you I'm about to have 3.
I didn't bring those, and I always come and have to smudge her house or tell her how to get rid of them. Or I come over and she goes, go with Hannah, and they come to my house and I get rid of them. And then I wake up going, Whitney, why'd you send ghosts to my house again?
Because I'm sick of them being over here messing with me.
What you don't realize, and what some people don't realize, is when you see them and they know that you see them, it doesn't matter if I'm here, if someone else is around you, they can find you no matter where you go.
I know that.
Because you've opened that. So you can't blame that on me.
But I have to blame it on somebody. I mean, I can't take the blame.
Okay, well, since she wants to take no responsibility, I'm the ghost problem.
Yes.
But I solve my messes. I will say that.
I do too. Partially.
She gets me to do it.
No, I do it harshly.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with her. She's a very scary girl. Tiny but scary. So do you see this as a...
Okay.
I just mean, like, I'm taller than you, but you scare me.
Don't make me pop you like a pimple.
Okay, so we're sisters, if you haven't noticed. Okay, so do you see this as a gift, or do you see this as a curse, or has it changed as you've been used to it?
I see it as both. Some things
Okay.
can be a gift, because I do see my loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
but it can also be a curse when it's evil and demonic and wants to hurt you, your kids, your family, or whatever, and it's very hard to get rid of.
Okay, in my opinion, I see it as a gift because I like the warning system. I like being able to protect the kids, and I like the protection. I like being able to talk to, like, Archangel Michael, because he's comforting. Durja's comforting to me. Meemaw, like you said, family. What I will say, when it's demonic, I kind of learned from you, because I used to be scared, so it was a lot harder. I kind of laugh at them, and I just tell them they're not scary. I lie and say they're not scary, and I get rid of them 10 times faster.
But sometimes, depending on what kind of demon force it is, that
Yeah.
pisses them off even more, and they come out for revenge.
And that's when you get the salt. That's when you get
This
the
ain't
sage.
supernatural.
That you
We're
use
not
salt.
Dean and Sam.
But you use salt for that too.
I know, but I'm just saying, not all that is like, we're not Dean and Sam, Hannah.
I'm
we're
not-
Hannah and Whitney. We're not Dean and Sam.
Okay, we're not Dean and Sam, but salt is a useful tool if you're doing a barrier around your home, if it gets to that extent.
You know what? I guess I'd be Sam, because I went off to college. I'm, whatever, lived my life until I ignored the whole family hunting thing. And you're Dean because you're all like, where's the salt? Give me the metal bullets and blah, 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 blah.
I got the demon knife, okay?
Yeah. And I have my words.
She also
I'm
has
a
me.
Gemini. I'm a Gemini, and Gemini has very, very good words, vocabulary. We know how to hurt people just by words. Do we not?
She makes me cry.
But then I say I'm sorry.
She doesn't mean it.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I just want her to stop crying.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Libra, so I'm very much having to have everything balanced and
Yeah, thanks. Now I got a kid who's a Libra too, and I'm great. Yeah.
trying to balance that out. Alright, so
I need to kick you out.
you're cute.
Okay.
So what are some of your questions you had for me? Or did you want to ask?
None really. I mean, I know what you know, and because of you, and you know what I know because of me.
Okay, but for them, what are some questions you think would be beneficial to someone who's just starting or doesn't know anything?
What would you do to cleanse a house? Like, what would you use?
I just did a house cleansing 4 days ago. This person, it was a lot worse than your house because she has like 2, maybe 3, and they're not as active. As in, her keys aren't missing. She's not. You saw the little boy, but she's not like. You haven't said you were like scared or like really like bad.
Yeah, they don't scare me. I've already told them. I said, look, as long as you don't hurt me, you can stay here as long as you want. You don't hurt me or my kids or my family, you're fine. But if you start moving stuff, hurting my kids, hurting me, then you're gonna get out.
I would say
This is
that's
my house, not yours.
that is step one. You should always, before you do anything, if you're trying to differentiate, is this harmful? Are they good? Are they guys? What are they? I would always be like, if you're wishing me ill will, if you're negative, if you're not here for the right reasons, you're not welcome here.
No,
And-
I have lived somewhere where I told them that, and they were, get out. I mean, you heard get out.
But but that's a first step, you would say.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. I see, I feel, and I hear, and sometimes I will feel something before I actually see it or hear it. Then I'll hear it. Then I'll hear the spirit, and then sometimes I'll see it. But if I see it, it's like out the corner of my eye, or if it's like they'll shimmer in, and it'll be like a glimpse, and they go away,
Oh, yeah, I saw a white light yesterday, shimmering.
like an orb.
No, because it was like a smoky full apparition of a person, but you didn't see like male, female. It was like a
Gotcha.
white mist in a fully black room.
Yeah. Well, see, mine that are here is a little boy. Look, I thought it was my 2-year-old son running down the hallway, and not in the bed, and he was in the bed the whole time. So I saw him, and there's also an older man, probably like 30s, 40s, who stands in my hallway, and I can't see like what his face looks
Right.
like or whatever, but you can tell by the way he stands. I mean, you can see his face, but it's like really light, like see-through basically.
Yeah.
So, but you can see more of the form than anything.
Well, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about, but I do want to say this. In spirits, these are the top 6 that I've experienced so far. I've had the paper man, which they kind of just point, they look like paper, and they're good little helpers and warning signs. It's not like an emotion or really anything other than like, hey, I'm here, look over there.
Yeah.
They don't bother me. They literally look like little paper men you would make like with scissors, and I don't even know how to make the chains, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The second one is I've seen a body and no head, no hands, no feet, just like clothing in my shower.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw it again. It was some man named John. I was like, okay, well that's interesting. I've seen full apparitions where they didn't know they were dead, just looking around and they would walk away. So I'm like, okay. I've seen scary demons hanging from my ceiling, little gargoyles with red eyes. Cleansed my house that day. Didn't even question it. If you have red eyes and you're like staring at me from the ceiling and you have claws, not even gonna take the time. I'm banishing you. You're not gonna convince me that you're good. I'm sorry. I had Beastie, which is the dog that you've seen with me.
Yeah.
With 2 different color eyes. He is a spirit animal for me. He is not evil at all. His owner, however, was, so I blocked the owner and the dog's allowed to stay. But I've seen like different variations. So I have had to, when I see a spirit, I kind of give it a day or two to be like, are you truthful? What's your intention? Before I just smoke them out.
Yep.
Because if they're protecting me, why do I want to kick them out like that?
Mm-hmm.
But I will say with Sage, it won't harm the ones who are there to protect you, but it's gonna piss off the ones who don't. So it's kind of a quick, if you want to burn incense and do a little prayer and not tell them what you're doing, the ones that squirm, probably a good idea to go Sage over there. But when I was cleansing this woman's house, she had 12 ghosts. I'm gonna get back to that. So we made the intention.
Continue on, I'll be back.
Okay. We made the intention. After the intention, I went around the whole house and I rung a bell. Now, why did I ring a bell? I rung the bell to break up stagnant energy in every room. My nephew's in trouble. Okay, so you break up the energy in every room, and sometimes if it's just like an imprint or just negative feelings, like maybe your parents were fighting or something, it'll get rid of little stuff like that. Then I went through the whole room with the bell and Sage, and I did little cross marks. I did it in the doorways, in the corners, throughout all the rooms, mirrors. Some rooms I did 3 times because some spirits were fighting me and they're trying to hide and they didn't want to go. When I do the Sage, I tend to say, I banish all negativity, only letting in love and light. If you're not here for good reasons, if you wish to harm me, I banish you now. Whatever my intent or however hostile the feeling I'm getting from them is, depends on what I say. I ask for my spirit guides to help me and to guide me through my meditation when I'm doing these cleansings. And then I did the perimeter outside. Their dog helped me. I did oils on the dogs to cleanse the animals. And it seemed to do pretty good. I've called them. They did a salt line for the barrier around their house, so it would last more than just a couple of days. I want it to last a long time so nothing comes back, and to keep doing a couple cleanses every 2 weeks just because they had like 13. Like, I just want to be positive that it worked. But so far, I do checkups and they haven't had any activity, and it's been going really great. With one friend, hers was more advanced, so I did have her put oranges in the corners of her son's room and she cut them in half, and I had her absorb the energy that way and to get rid of them. But so these are just some of the things when I'm doing a cleansing. Each situation is different, but a sage and a bow and a black candle and meditating is probably the first thing I do, besides just a walkthrough. My sister, she just kind of yells at them and tells them to leave, so it's different.
I gotta get my sight.
Okay, so I think that's it for today. It was more, we might do more videos on about this stuff later, but I think that's where we're going to start. So, stay posted for an oil pulling video and a video on different types of meditation for later on today. I'll be covering shielding for people who are doing this kind of work or just have these gifts. grounding, and we'll also be covering supplementations and health benefits. So I hope you like this, guys. Bye.